YouTube, Mandy Hops here. Like, share, subscribe, hey, participate. Now that I'm sober, I would like to tell you guys a little story about when I was in active addiction. Yeah, you say stuff like that when you're sober. I debated on telling this story for real, but I'm going to tell you. So, this is a story about how I lost all my stuff. When I first came back to St. Louis, I hooked up with Red Hot Box. If you guys want to go down that rabbit hole, just type in Mandy Hops and Red Hot Box and a plethora of videos will pop up. Who is that? Who was that? That was my best, girlfriend. The only chick I hung around. And we got into a lot of mischief together, more than dudes would get into for sure. So when I first came back, I had a lot of stuff happen in St. Louis. Bam, bam, bam. That made me homeless. And she, of course, had a hotel room. And so I went to her hotel room where I just wanted a place to sleep. But we did the exact opposite. And we proceeded to do a lot of drugs, particularly methamphetamines. And I was done after the first day, but she wasn't. And her and her boyfriend were up there, and they kept up for 3 days. They were doing DMT, acid. I did take a hit of acid, but I think she had some fake acid or something, which is weird. First of all, who's still doing that in your 40s? And how are you getting fake acid in your 40s is even more embarrassing. But nevertheless, I had all my stuff in her car. And after day 3, shit started getting weird in the hotel room. The guy started talking about bringing a gun and shooting her boyfriend, and all this stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna have to kill this dude, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause he was losing it, no sleep. So I walk out of the room for a minute because it's getting way too intense. And in the time that I came back, she had come back to the room, and they were convinced I took their drugs. I don't steal, and I definitely didn't take their drugs. I couldn't handle what they gave me, let alone whatever they said I was taking. So she was so messed up in the head that she believed it, which is crazy because you know how many times I had her spend the night at my house and we partied together. I've never taken a thing from her. Come to find out, in the 6 years I've been gone, she's a giant freaking meth head, and she steals everything. And she turned into a sex worker. And I was like, what have you been doing while I've been gone? Pretty much that's it. That's what she's been doing. So I went down to get my stuff out of the car or bring my good stuff to put in the car. What I had, everything was in laundry baskets and shit. So I go to take it down, and I was like, where's your car? I didn't even want to walk out of the room, to be honest with you. I look crazy. And she was like, it's this white car, and it's parked in the middle of the lot. So I do the little beep, to put my stuff in the car. And I hear it honk, and I put my stuff in, and it's not locked. And I didn't see my other stuff. So I put it in, and I lock it. Yeah, guys. I locked my stuff in the wrong car. Her car was exactly next to that car. There were 2 white cars. So that's how I lost the first lot. That's my fault. By the time I got back to the room, he had convinced her that I had taken her stuff. Now, she's 90 pounds soaking wet, dude. So she tried to say that she wanted to go through all of my stuff. And I'm like, fuck you. On principle, you're not going through my stuff. The fact that you would even say that to me. And I sat there, and she pretended to cry. But she didn't pretend to cry because she thought I stole her stuff. She pretended to cry because she didn't know where her drugs were, dude. Or his drugs, should I say. And so that's the only reason she was keeping this dude around. I just wanted to sleep, seriously. But that didn't happen. There were people coming in and out of the room. It was just terrible, to the point where I left and I headed for the railroad tracks. I wasn't gonna, jump a train like Catfish or anything, but I was just gonna get out of there. And so I lost my wallet by the train tracks, and all my stuff was locked in Red Hot Box's car. I wound up having somebody drive me to the hospital. I found my wallet which had like everything in it, my social security card, everything, on the side of the train tracks the next day. I went back to where I was at. What makes it even scarier, I was at this sketchy area of St. Louis called South Broadway, and it's known for a lot of hookers. So when they saw me sitting by the train tracks, all these trucks would like pull up and like whistle at me and stuff, trying to get me in their car. I had a knife ready to go, dude, and I put a hat on my head, like forwards instead of backwards, just like to hopefully hope that I could like pass as a dude, you know what I'm saying? And like no guys mess with me, but I got my wallet back at least. So she single-handedly took all my stuff and she took it back to her crib and she went through everything, even like ripping the bottoms of my bags out, dude. It was shitty. I never had her stuff. And I could have knocked her out. But let me tell you guys something. If you do anything at a casino, it's a federal place. So like if you get busted with drugs or you get arrested, it's like a federal charge. And I was not trying to beat her ass. And, you know, fuck it, after I've been up for 3 days, she's been up for 3 years in a fucking casino parking lot. So I walked with what I had. So she took all my stuff. So I did what any smart person would do, and I called her baby daddy that hates her and said, yo, drop her address. And he did drop her address. So I showed up in my boss's van, and her mom and them were outside, and I was like, hey, you know, have you seen Red Hot Box? I said, I haven't seen her for days. She has all my stuff. And they were like, oh yeah, we haven't seen her for days either. They're like, it's upstairs. I'm like, bet. So she had taken some of my, like all of my stuff and put it in her little kid's room, who wasn't there, thank God. And then she had put some of my stuff in her closet. I never got all my stuff back, but I loaded up that truck while she was at work that day. I bet it was a surprise when I came back and I had, I would say, a lot of all my stuff, right? And then I went to the hospital and I was in sober living for a minute where I got the rest of my shit stolen. So I'm basically wearing clothes out of like a charity box. What do you call it? Like clothing bin type shit. But I still got my swag though. You know what I'm saying? And I still got some tennis shoes. But I lost all my clothes in this. So I'm trying to like rebuild my life, get a job, and I'm working out of the charity bin. Now, I never talked to Stephanie again after that, except for one time on the phone. Red Hot Box, whatever. I don't care about her anonymity. I don't care about shit. She's got XXX porn out there, like whatever. But it was really sad because she was my best friend and I pretty much lost all my possessions. But now I'm 82 days sober and I'm changing my life around, and I don't judge people that drink or do drugs or anything like that. And I'm just doing this for me right now. I got to get my head straight so I can, you know, I got a lot more to do and see. But I've been wanting to tell you guys this story because it's a big step in when I get to tell you the other stories and how I lost all my shit coming back to St. Louis and what happened. Yeah, check out Mandy Hops and Red Hot Box. We partied together for 20 years, but the party's over now. I'll talk to you guys later. Deuces.